That's a great idea, Dad.
Well, I have them on occasion.
It's a great idea.
It's my own creation.
When we take an account for...
Kind of like you. Welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh. And today, we're doing another versus for you. And keeping in tune with our Broad Branch week, we're doing the 10-year Broad Branch Rye versus an Old Carter Batch 12.
Yes. And so the Old Carter Batch 12, we actually just cracked this one.
Yes.
But we did try it at the Brown Hotel
in Louisville, Kentucky.
Back in October.
Yep.
Late October.
Yep.
And we tried the Broad Branch. It's been several weeks ago by the time you see this.
Yeah.
At the distillery. And make sure you check that video out.
Very similar colors.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, is there a age on the Old Carter? I don't
believe so. Let me double check the front here. But nope, no age statement. That's all sourced.
I mean, if I had to do anything, I might put the color on the Old Carter just a touch
darker.
A touch darker, but
yeah,
but nothing.
Not hardly noticeable.
Yeah,
hardly
it's
noticeable.
Negligible. Yeah.
So,
completely different ryes.
Yes, totally different grains.
Completely different mash bill because this is 100% rye on the Broad Branch.
And I'm sure that's going to be a 95.5 or
if that. And this is distilled in Indiana. This is an MGP product.
Yep.
So
happy this brand is sticking around though.
Right.
There was a scare that wasn't going to happen, but it's sticking with us.
Very glad that Mark has been able to take it over and keep it going. So we're looking forward to seeing more great things.
Yeah.
From them.
So, with these totally different rye grains and mash bills,
and this is a big comparison. I mean, it really is a small local
craft
distiller, and you could say Old Carter is as well, but
he's been at it for a number of years,
right?
And he's been sourcing MGP
and they're
juice.
Sourcing and non-sourced, and
yes,
West Coast rye versus
probably Indiana
rye, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Maryland,
Kentucky, one of those
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So and significant difference in price per bottle.
Yeah, MSRP on these is like 180-ish.
It's actually a little more than that. It's into the twos.
But the problem with that is that you get them, I won't say that out loud, you get them, unfortunately, at a fairly big markup because it is really good whiskey.
Even at MSRP, they're still in the twos. So
are they really?
Yeah.
I thought they were less.
No, they are. They're in the low twos.
Okay. Well, then that markup's not horrible.
Which is really double what this one is. So
it is. Yeah. So let's drink some whiskey, shall we?
Let's do a little nosing here. And while we're doing that, you guys nose around and find that subscribe button.
Hey.
And find that thumbs up. That thumbs up for a like, and find that little bell there, and hit that, and you will be notified every time we pop up a new video.
Leave us a comment because we'd love to talk to you.
Yes, we would.
And share it with a friend because we'd love to talk to them.
We are getting more and more comments, and we love it.
Yes.
So
yes, responding to comments is honestly pretty fun.
Yeah.
So let's double fist our bourbons here, shall we?
It's not bourbon, Josh.
Rye.
Ooh, man, the oak really, I'm getting more oak here, more sweet oak impact.
I'm getting that lime. That lime that we get on what I can only assume is Indiana rye.
Like I said, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Maryland, all very close together. Well, Indiana's not super close, but anyway. Close.
Well,
much closer than Washington State.
Yes. Well, I think the people came here to see us drink, Dad. So why don't we clink?
So let's hit that Broad Branch to start.
And you will see a single bottle review of this tomorrow. So Keep your eyes open for that. Boy, it's good stuff.
Yes. Complex.
Boy.
Hug. Pepper.
Rye grain.
Yes.
Mint.
Mm-hmm.
And oak.
Yeah.
I think the only thing about this bottle that I do not like is the bite.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
got
significant bite.
Well, it's a rye bite. Is what it is. It's how I would describe it. It's a rye bite.
It's not necessarily bad. It's just something that you don't really get on a ton of ryes anymore.
Well, I think here's where I was going with it. It's a different bite, and it's different for us because we've had this now about 4 times.
Mm.
So I think it's something you would need to get accustomed to.
Yeah.
It's
so if you buy some bottles of Broad Branch, make sure you buy an extra.
Yeah, it's different. And if you're looking for different, it's like every time that you talk or you hear someone talk about going and doing a barrel pick, they're not looking to get something that's the same as what comes off the shelf, what you can buy off the shelf. They're looking for something that is off profile.
Yeah.
Whether it's Buffalo Trace, whether it's Weller 107, whether it's Weller Foolproof, whether it's Wilderness Trail.
Name your Buffalo Trace product.
It doesn't matter. Whatever, if it's Knob Creek, if it's whatever it is that you're doing a pick of, if it's Russell's, you want something that's a bit off profile.
A little different.
Why should I get your barrel pick
when I can buy the shelf setter cheaper?
Yeah.
So you have to differentiate yourself. You have to find something that's just a bit different.
And again, North Carolina product here. Craft. But man, it's really, really good.
Yes.
Really
rich.
Good. Yes.
Just incredibly full of flavor.
Rich, thick, intense.
Yes.
Intense is a good word.
That's a fantastic word for it.
Let's try it again with that.
Yep.
With that drop. Takes that bite
away. Almost.
Yeah, almost.
It's like the back of the roof of my mouth is where that bite comes in.
I was going to say, I don't get it on the roof. But I was going to say it takes the hug away. It does dampen it. The water dampened it just a touch. But it kind of helps smooth everything.
When you mentioned hug, I don't get that a lot.
No, you don't.
I hardly at all get it. I'm going to tell you something. I just got it right now.
Well, you're a little bit red too.
A little bit. I'm also incredibly pale, so any small change, if I get a little hot, I start to get red. And 110 proof here. This is not the first thing we drank today.
No.
That'll do it too. But you know what? I felt it just a little bit coming down. Not super deep, just a little bit in the chest, just a tiny little bit. Felt it there. Some heat off of it. I mean, it's a good rye. It's just something that it's not something you can go on a shelf and buy.
Right.
You can.
No, you can't this one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway.
The flavor profile it gives, the type of rye. I mean, unless you're living in Washington or someone else is sourcing this rye, then I don't know where else you can get it.
This is like, this just struck me. And this is nothing like beer. Don't get me wrong. This is like drinking an IPA and then drinking a stout. I mean, comparing this to a regular East Coast rye.
Totally different experiences.
Yeah, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
To go from an IPA to a stout.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing about, there are different, breeds of rye.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the majority of the differences you're getting is where it's grown. Because there are different nutrients in the soil in different parts of the country.
Well,
and that's why certain crops only grow well in certain places.
It's like Cuban cigars versus Honduran.
Yeah.
Or Nicaraguan.
And the climate could have something to do with it
the
as well.
ash is a completely different color, and it's all about magnesium in the soil. So, yeah. All right. So now we move to the Old Carter.
And it has been many months since we had the batch 12.
All right, so this is 110. This one is 116. Yeah, 116. Yep. Don't have an age statement on this one. This one we know is almost 11 years.
Yeah. I think on average, these old Carters are like a minimum of 8.
Yeah.
I don't think they release anything that's younger than 8 years old.
Just looking at the color.
Based on the color, I would say that this is rivaling it.
Yes.
Just a totally different nose. This nose is light.
I would look at this one like this is a dark, rich, deep, and this one is fresh.
That's like a Pinot, and this is like a Merlot.
I don't drink a lot of Merlot. I do drink some Pinot versus Cabernet.
You get like lighter sweetness
versus
on
Rioja
on Merlots
versus,
or a Malbec, perhaps. Those are like the sweeter reds.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of sweet, so
yeah, I like the sweeter stuff.
Maybe more
some cabs.
Yeah, cabs and Bordeaux's.
Bordeaux's are nice. Enough with wine, though.
Yes.
I'm getting that traditional rye grain.
Yeah, I'm getting
just a hint of that lime.
Getting that lime, getting that mint.
Mm-hmm. Comparing, so this has a lot of mint on it, but in comparison to this
is a fresher mint. It's like a
this is
a spearmint.
This is like barrel aged mint.
Yeah.
Just a much lighter nose. It's honestly, in comparison on the noses,
like I said,
it's hard to get notes, honestly, after smelling this.
Right. We may have been better off to go the opposite direction. But very deep, dark, rich, light, fresh, effervescent.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Much more rye spice.
Yeah.
Here.
Traditional rye spice.
Yes. And and I'm sure that this is a higher corn. Well, I know it is because this is 100% rye. So there's more corn in the old Carter than there is in this one. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
But there is a little less of a like full rye flavor.
Yeah.
There's a little more. There's a significant bitter oak that's coming through on this one that the batch 10 did not have. And maybe that's a let the bottle open a little bit kind of thing. But to combat that, we've got a little limestone water. And honestly, this works very well.
Mm-hmm. If we had to do this over again, I would say we probably should have started here.
Start with the old Carter.
And moved here.
I feel like calling this bottle fresh does a disservice to the Broad Branch.
Well, where I'd say that,
but it's
deep and rich,
yeah,
fresh and effervescent.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I would.
Yeah, not that this isn't,
and I don't mean fresh by new
stale.
or younger or anything
just
like that.
Just like bright in your face style.
It's
yeah. Water really muted the nose.
I don't know. I think for me, it brought it out a bit more.
I'm picking up more of the citrus now.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more citrus now than I.
That's about the only thing that's coming through brighter than before, though.
I'm getting like a creamy, like a cream cheese.
I don't think I can get on board with you.
Maybe wait a minute. Maybe it's more a graham cracker.
I'm really just getting rye, lime,
rye for sure,
and oak now.
There's rye for sure, but I'm getting more of a sweet oak on the nose.
For me, I'm getting that traditional Kentucky like white oak impact that would come through on any Kentucky bourbon, Kentucky rye product that you're tasting. And a lot can be said about color as to what the char level is on your barrel.
Yes.
Honestly, almost all of the color comes through age and comes through your char level.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a char level 1 that's 10 years old, it's still going to be pretty light after 10 years.
Yeah, like I said.
Because we tried that 7-year-old, 7+-year-old
There was
one.
almost 8 that was in that. Really more of a char. It was a char 1 or a toast.
Yeah, a toast and a char 1 and a wave stave.
Wave stave, yeah.
And that was incredibly light.
Yes.
Looked like it had been in the barrel for maybe 8 months.
But it had a really good oak, taste to it too.
Yeah. But when you get into these heavier chars, and char level 5 is I don't know if it's the max that a lot of.
I thought 4 was the max.
5. Okay. 5 is the max that I think a lot of your coopers will use, but I suppose you could really ask for whatever you want.
Which, speaking of that, give us some input. We want to visit a cooperage.
Yeah, is that something you guys would be interested in?
And we would love to visit one here in the area.
Yeah,
we've got to do some look up and see if there is one here. I know there are several in Kentucky, and I know that I've been by some of them, and they are like in the backwoods.
Yeah.
You're on a 2-lane road, and all of a sudden you come to a wide spot, and there's a cooperage.
Yeah.
So, and those would be cool to visit. But you can have the same impact, here in North Carolina off a 2-lane road too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you ready to taste this thing with some water in it?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Let's do it.
Very much that effervescent citrus.
Yeah, that lime note really came through with the water.
Yeah, more sweet.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla, honey.
Much more of a bourbon style sweetness.
Yeah, and likely, because we don't know, likely this has got some corn in it.
Definitely has a higher probability of having it than the 100% rye here.
Right. Old Carter, we would love to know more.
Yeah.
About yours.
God, I could not imagine.
And what we'd really like to be is we'd like to be in your media. We'd like to get on the media program.
I love Old Carter stuff. Your bourbon, your rye, it's fantastic.
And to be honest, we'd love to get on the media. If you have a media program at Broad Branch, we'd love to get on that too.
That one might be a little more attainable.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hard comparison.
I'm going back. I'm not going to make anything until I go back.
I have enough to put another drop in each of these. Yeah, because we got molasses.
Molasses is so strong.
I'm going back in on both. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video. This is a really, really hard comparison. And let's just say real quick before we continue, for a craft distillery to be going head to head with one of the most sought after
and hard to
labels
get.
And hard to get labels,
but you'll never
in
find
the market.
This. I have never seen this
outside of Kentucky.
No, I've seen
you
it.
Did get one in Tennessee.
I've seen it in Tennessee.
One in Tennessee,
but I don't think I've ever seen it outside of a glass. No, I can't say I haven't seen it outside of a glass case. I've seen it really high on the shelf,
but this
really
is
high priced. But
yeah, I mean it's that kind of bottle. There's so few of them released. They're incredibly small batches, just like these.
These guys are too. They're just trying to get known. I mean, that's really their thing.
And I cannot tell you enough. If you're looking at a craft distiller right here, competing with a staple.
Well, but they're still.
Yeah, they're smaller. But the fact of the matter is they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, but these guys have been doing it for 10 years too. So
there's a big difference between Kentucky
and North Carolina,
and literally anywhere else.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
So, anything from Kentucky gets a leg up, and that's just unfortunately how it is.
I was born and raised in Kentucky.
Yeah,
he was born and raised, in Tennessee,
Texas, and North
Carolina. So you can see.
I'm a mutt.
So you can see the difference.
I knew that's where you were going with that. All right, let's drink this again.
That's sweet.
Yeah. That bite, gone.
I don't know. It's not gone yet. It's not gone for me.
So I was getting like the roof of my mouth.
That was still there. It's toward the back.
I got way more sweetness. That molasses note comes through.
Yeah, molasses. Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons I love Broad Branch Rye, genuinely, this is a hard sell because I've only had them recently, but might be my new favorite rye distillery. That's saying something. Because I've been heavy into rye this past 6 months here.
Yeah.
That citrus note's coming through a lot more.
They are just
different. So different.
They're almost a night and day difference.
Yeah.
Between them. Dark, deep, rich, fresh, effervescent, light, but still got that power that comes in behind it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you can't go wrong with either one. This one is going to be, at least for us, this is going to be more available to you for a short time.
These 10-year bottles won't last forever.
No, they won't.
You might have to go get another one.
And these are also, you're not going to get batch 12s.
Yeah.
Most likely you're not going to get batch 12s.
I mean, they're up to like 15 now, I think.
That's 12, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've got 10 and 12.
And I know 14's out, and I think 15's out. So I think 16 is what they're...
and then we'll have to see what happens since the whole changeover.
Yeah,
and
we'll see
and
exactly how long
comes
the
about.
new batch comes out. But the palate, so I've had 2 drops of water. Did you ever put a double?
No.
I put 2 in each of them. I think that one got worse after 2 drops. I think 1 was enough. This is a hard comparison.
And that one you're talking about is
the old Carter. Gosh, this is rough.
It really is. It's hard. It's really hard to compare these two.
But that is the task that we have been set today.
It is.
Let me lay out my thinking here. So,
y'all get ready. I can smell the wood burning now.
In my mind, what we're looking at here is a small craft distiller and a small Kentucky staple.
Non-distiller.
Yes, non-distiller. This is sourced juice.
Mm-hmm.
This is house-made.
Yes.
And because of that house-made, because they meticulously took the time to do this themselves, I'm giving the nod to the Broad Branch.
Okay. So I'm going to look at it and I'm just going to base it off the flavor and the taste of the juice.
And I'm still there too. I think the flavor, I think I prefer the Broad Branch.
When I do it, I prefer the Carter. But it's so close.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
negligible.
Negligible.
Thank you.
We're talking small basis points difference.
Yeah.
Here.
We're in the A's with both of these.
Yes.
So if a 5.0 is an A-, we're like at a 5.2 for me and a 5.1 here.
Yeah.
And you might be the opposite.
I would say that I'm at the opposite. So, and it's going to vary from day to day. I mean, it's really about what you're looking for in your pour that day.
Yeah. And I think because we always rate the juice first,
mm-hmm.
and if they're both A- juices, then we take into account for value.
And when you look at this is like, I think I said this was $107.
Half the price.
And this was
That was more than that.
Yeah, after tax. Yeah, well, I didn't put tax on that one, I don't think. But over $3. So I think it was $2.99. Picked it up at Chuck's Liquors.
Bowling Green?
Kentucky. Yep. My old stomping grounds where I went to school.
Yeah. And I think because of that value.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you rated it on dollars.
Yeah. This is why this one's so hard.
Yeah.
Because we have to take into account for the flavor, the value, and the attainability. That's a great idea, Dad.
Well, I have them on occasion.
It's a great idea.
It's my own creation.
When we take into account
for... Kind of like you.
When we take into account for attainability, it's, again, probably a draw.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it's a small craft distiller in North Carolina, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't ship.
I can't. I remember we talked about it.
I think they can't yet.
Yeah. You know what? I think we talked about that, and I don't think they could ship quite yet.
Yeah, I don't think that conversation made the part of the video.
But I think that we talked about it because I think North Carolina laws have changed.
Yes,
because it definitely has changed because we can have it shipped in. Yes. So somebody's really trying to get a hold of me on my phone over here.
So let's real quick just taste the blend, and then we'll sign out here.
I was hoping it wasn't going to do anything for me.
But you know what? That's a nice blend.
But I was wrong.
That's a pretty nice blend. All right, guys. Thank you. I think this is our first split decision on the versus.
Yeah. But it's a very close.
That is your winner.
Yeah.
This is my winner. I mean, man, that was tough.
It was.
It was really tough.
It really was. This is a good versus, though.
It is.
It really is.
It really is. So, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already.
And like some great ryes, our videos are getting better all the time.
We'll stay uncut and unfiltered for you. And as always, take good care of yourselves.